Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Duggan and we are in Minecraft again today. We're going to be picking up where we left off last week, working on the Westhill River and trying to figure out how we're going to finish up the west banks and put in the foliage details, that kind of stuff. There is a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out. We talked about the shelf, which is a new block that was introduced in the Bedrock preview last week and is now in Java for a snapshot. That snapshot came out yesterday as far as I can tell. And you can now test that around on your Java world as well. And in Java, they work with hoppers, which is something that PixelRefs was hoping that they would do yesterday on the show. No, Monday on the show. Sorry, it's been a couple days. So you can find that on YouTube at the Spawn Chunks. You can also find it on your favorite podcast app. It's free. We cover the Minecraft news every week, and Mojang has been pumping out news pretty much weekly for all of 2025. So it's a great listen if you'd like to keep up on what's new in Minecraft. I also have the Citadel Cafe episode where we talked about Superman and the editing hopper. Speaking about hoppers, I'm hoping to have that out either today or tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Again, on your favorite podcasting app. You can also hang out here in the community. I actually had to skip a stream yesterday because I had some maintenance happening at the apartment. And I did let everybody know on Twitter, but I also was giving people a heads up in Discord. And if you'd like to join the Discord, then check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It's one of the best ways to support me here on the stream. And you get to hang out with everybody that is usually in Twitch chat or involved in other games and other conversations in the Discord. Sometimes people that support the Citadel Cafe are hanging around. So it's a fun, nerdy community. I think you'd probably like it. So check it out at patreon.com/JoelDuggan. So we are in the keep and it is in the middle of the night. So we're going to sleep. That rhymed. I had no intention of rhyming. Retro Shaggy, good to see you. SweetSandi, hello, hello. JPrice, good morning. Hope you're having a good day. So we've been hanging out here in the north part of Westhill. I moved all the shulker boxes and we've been kind of poking around at this giant section of spruce forest, and in some cases it's been going pretty well. Need to fix the waterfall, but most of the time it's been doing well. I think we're okay for repairs. Well, I might have to go repair the elytra today. That's how much flying around I do. I'm trying not to get too concerned about the other borders of the valley. It would just end up taking forever to do all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna focus on this area here. I feel like all that looks pretty standard. There's some wonky cliffs over here, but nothing too crazy. If anything, these wonky cliffs over here suggest that maybe I shouldn't go too crazy with these cliffs. They don't look terrible. We're just gonna smooth them out a little bit. So last week we left off here, and right away I want to try to put in a couple of those other trees that I like, just little ones in the background. You can see where we left off with smoothing out the surface. So I think I'm just going to jump over there and start carving things down. I will grab some some pale oak. I'm going to grab saplings, bones for bone meal. We need, I need to go look to see if I have more spruce leaves. It might be worth it to grow a couple of spruce trees. Oh. I think it was this one I wanted to mess with. And I was also thinking it would be good to have another tree right about here. I don't remember how much room these things need. Nice. So that mostly covered up the tree, but it's still got some subtle changes to it. I'm gonna try another one in the back. Yeah, cool. And then we'll just have to start smoothing this out a little bit. Oh, I have logs now. I'm doing well, Retro. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Pretty, I guess pretty standard start to the week, minus the whole maintenance stuff. When you gotta have someone come by. It's one of the things I really liked about eventually owning a house is just having a little bit more control over things like that, rather than at the whim of someone else's schedule. But it's fine. I mean, that's the great thing about working for yourself too, is that you can kind of just schedule. You can flex to meet needs, rather than being a giant inconvenience. It's just more of an adjustment. Along here, all I wanted to do is just make sure that this is only singles. Best I can. Oh, it is not singles there. Most of this is going to be covered by the trees, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Looks like I was thinking about doing custom route there, so we'll lean into that. Oh, there's a little pond up here. I didn't know that. It gets really dense around this bend. Hey, Calberti, how's it going? Now here's where it gets a little bit on the boring side, so I might want to bring some of this back. And this is where we have to think about how we're going to handle the end of the cliff. Time to go get some more spruce. I'm good, thanks, Cal. Yeah, just chill day, trying to get some extra work done on the Citadel. You know, like it's one of those things where it's a task that I will be very happy when it's done. I was talking about this on the Spawn Chunks on Monday. I'll be very happy when it's finished, but it's not the most enjoyable thing. Like there are tasks in Minecraft that I have done that are a lot more fun. It looks good and it's very satisfying when it's finished. Oh, you know what? I just realized that I did not bring my coffee cup in from the other room. 1 second. I had the French press here, but I did not have the coffee mug for the coffee. That is problematic. Retro says it's nice to work for yourself. I'm hoping by the beginning of next year I can get my own business started. Nice. Tired of working for corporations. I prefer to do my own thing. Yeah, I was spoiled. Even when I was working in TV, I was still a contractor, so I was still very much able to do other things. So like I would work on a television show, but then like an animated television show, but then I would also be able to do my own freelance illustration on the side and all that kind of stuff. And eventually I went full-time illustration, and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress, but you know, being able to set your own schedule of work when you want. Like, for example, my summer schedule here on Twitch, you know, doing 10 a.m. streams so that I can have the afternoon if it's nice. Like that kind of flexibility is really cool. Also, I really enjoy being able to put family and friends first. So like if I get a friend in town and they... Ooh. I guess my mouse was over on OBS. Sorry about that. If I had a friend in town and they were only in town for like a week and they wanted to see me and hang out, then I could do that. Like I can just rearrange my day, take the day off, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna grab some stone just in case we need it. I feel like there might be a case for a little bit of a stone end to this, so it's not all dirt. not going to reinvent the wheel. There's some lava nearby. So here we can probably start to go up in sections of 2. That'll be a little bit easier for us. Although this might be tricky. All right, so I can take that out, that. Some weird generation up here. I feel like that's pretty smooth. Oh, minus the one right behind me. Not bad. Couple spots over here. That should actually be okay. Put something tall in front of it. Work 50 hours a week and have little time for friends or family, even myself. It's not looking to have I'm not looking to have a multi-million-dollar company. I'm just trying to have a better balance of things. That's where I'm at. And I took a substantial pay cut because I was trying to do all of my freelance illustration, personal projects. I had a publishing company. I had other podcasts. And I was trying to do it all. And I was at like 60 hours a week, probably, if I sat down and actually tallied it all up. Like, it was not healthy, nor was it fun, and I kind of felt like my life was passing by, you know, not getting any younger, all that stuff. And when the spawn chunks took off, it kind of gave me the freedom to say no to crappy contracts and focus more on the stuff that I actually wanted to do. And thankfully, because of support from folks like you, I can now also include streaming, which is basically like research for the podcast, in my my work activities. Because otherwise, I'd have to try to play Minecraft on my own time, rather than on what I would consider like a workday time. And I tried that when I first got into Minecraft. I was doing things like Hermitcraft style videos. Try this. And I was recording, and you can go and watch them actually. They're over on Joel Duggan on YouTube instead of Joel Duggan VODs. They're just regular Joel Duggan videos. And I liked them, but like the editing, the fact that you have to play Minecraft for like 3 hours alone and then record that, which is fine. But then also the time to edit it just became a real issue. Because I was not getting, I mean, my channel, I'm still not monetized. My old YouTube channel is still not monetized. The VODs channel is. The funny thing is that the catch-22 of the VODs channel being monetized is that because they're VODs, I don't get a lot of watches because I don't get a lot of views. Because just the nature of those long videos. I'm gonna cut it down maybe on this side a little bit. So all my old content. Oh no, that's not right. All my old content is just up there. Not really getting any views because it's so old. And then the new content, I've decided to not edit the streams. At some point on the old channel, I started just taking the stream VODs and editing them, but the stream VODs were so poor quality. I also didn't have the hardware to record properly, and it became such a huge headache. I was getting all these inconsistencies, and recording and streaming at the same time causes my frame rates to drop, so like I can't do that. All right, I think it's time to start hitting this with some proper foliage. We need more of these again. I need to set up. I need a better way to get more of these. And observers. True Purple subscribing at tier 1. 78 months. That's amazing. I have to do math. 78 divided by 12. These are my offhand. Let's see if 78 is... That's not an even year. I think 84 is the next one. True Purple says long time. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you so much, True Purple. I really appreciate the support. 6.5 years. 18 divided by 12? You mean 78 divided by 12? Yeah. My 7 looks odd. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Sandy. Yeah, I think 84 is the next marker. Hopefully this will get us 2 stacks. Almost. Cool. I love having the knowledge of just being able to whip out quick farms like that. Very cool. I need more bone meal. Now, before I start putting down the grass, do any of these trees feel like they need some special love? I think this one we had planned to make look a little bit different. I think I can just add like a little bit of depth here. Maybe make it a little special. Oh, you know what? I should get some mangrove leaves. Yeah, I feel like this would be a good spot for something like that. Yeah. Looks good to me. Yeah. Whoops. does a good job of making it feel like a little bit more special than just the average bank. And then we can kind of connect this with the section next to it. I find this is the easiest way to do this, is go along and kind of create a couple of little custom areas and then just fill in space in between the custom areas with bone meal and whatever Minecraft is going to give you. So specifically, I'm thinking about this dock and what you can see from the dock. I think that looks pretty good. Although this dirt block is a little bit much. Maybe we can switch that out for... I could make it a bush. Oh, that made it worse. This is where I really wish we could use moss. But unfortunately, it's the wrong color green. Yeah, I think that works. Kitsuro, hello, hello. Azalea's the wrong green. Doesn't look good in the taiga biome. Hence why we can't use moss either. Does not work. Burninator, what's up? And then for here, we can just pop in with a bunch of these. Kind of grid-like. Was not the intention. That should work. Oops. Not sure how much of this you can actually see from below, so we're just gonna randomly toss some stuff around in here just to make it feel complete. Does anybody wish that you could have some way of automatically refilling your hotbar with other stacks from your inventory? So like if I've got bone meal and I've got 4 stacks of bone meal in my inventory, how nice would it be is as I remove and finish a stack that it would like constantly refill as if there was like a hopper from your inventory going into your hotbar. I really think that would be great. I don't know whether Cosmic needs yellow flowers. I know they don't need red, but man, we've got a lot of dandelions from this. I feel like the poppies are more prevalent, but all right, I think that was all the in-between. Oh, minus the lower parts. Oh, I only did this side. Still need to do some custom stuff down here. Doc M had a crazy game hack in one season of Hermitcraft that could refill your hotbar from any container in the world. Oh yeah, no, I'm not looking to exploit stuff like that. I always need flowers even though you built me a flower farm. I guess that's fair. Does that flower farm make dandelions, Cosmic? Out of curiosity, Cosmic, what is the flower that you find the biggest pain to get and that you're always running out of? I wonder if this is just going to be easier if I blanket this less. Oops. Did it twice. Probably easier to go backwards. Oops. How's that looking? The flower farm does produce dandelions. Nice. Oh yeah, the stuff that DocM does, Burninator, is always really cool. I agree. What if a hopper in your inventory worked if the blocks above and below you were the same? You'd have to go give up a slot, but it'd be worth it. Above and below would be the same. I don't know what you mean. You mean like if I put the bone meal like that? I could sort of see that. Even if like one slot, like even if it was just like your 8 slot or your 9 slot or something like that, was able to do that. I guess the problem there is that you're then forcing players to have their inventory set up in a certain way. Cosmic says my most wanted flower that is difficult to get is definitely Lily of the Valley, limited to only a few biomes, none of which are near me. So I've had to go exploring in a wide range for them. So World file size has expanded slightly. It was me. How are we doing? That looking pretty good. I don't see any giant flaws there. I do need to remember to continue to bring in more coarse dirt in certain situations. Purposeful dirt sides are definitely a thing. That is good. Having some longer reeds along here I think is also a good idea. We actually haven't done any reeds along here, have we? I'll also look at firefly bushes. Pretty sure in Bedrock you can bone meal any flower to get more of that kind. I don't understand why that doesn't work in Java. I think that is a good idea too, Burninator. I think limiting it in Java to 2 tall flowers is not great. Yeah, for whatever reason, having little bits like that really help. I guess it breaks up the monotony a little bit. I'll come in with some other textures later too. That might have been too much. Yeah. Bring a few more down here. Oh, I thought we were out of grass for a second. Whoops. Cool. So then I can pop down here, back myself up. I find lately that vertical bouncing in Minecraft is really disorienting compared to just like if you have horizontal stuttering. I find that the vertical stuff is really what gets me. Oh, you don't need a fancy map thing for flowers in Bedrock? That's fair. I guess in one way, like, having a change like that would mean that something like a shifting floor flower farm would be something that wouldn't be necessary. Like that design just wouldn't exist because people would have other ways to do it. I could see a good compromise would be to grow flowers like crops. Like if flowers gave you seeds and you'd have to plant them, that could be interesting too. Man, did not realize how tall this cliff was. So we're getting into a bit more of a sea of green. So I want to try and do something more down here. with this one. I feel like we can probably get away with another root. Maybe we'll put a bush there. Oh, come on. Maybe we'll keep this grass. Nice. What just happened there? I keep on mentioning the hitboxes of grass and ferns and stuff getting in the way of trying to place blocks. I've really noticed the limitations here lately. I think we might be better off. A bush in here somewhere? Stream time is at an hour, says Sandy. Thanks very much for the break reminder. Appreciate it. We shall do that. Since it's nighttime, let's just jump in here. I'll sleep to get rid of any mobs, just because we are in a very dark part of the world, and or of the build anyway. And I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Jody, thanks very much for the Prime sub. 45 months. That's amazing. I really appreciate the support. I'm well, thanks. How are you? Hope you're having a good week so far. I can't believe it's Wednesday. That's pretty good. We've filled in. I think I left off here. I think that's when I left off last time. Not bad. Do we have any trees that we want to replace? Maybe that one up there would be good. that might poke through the top just a little bit. Yeah, nice. Here, I think we can go a little bit darker. And then a little bit lighter on the edge. Yep. And, oh, I already did that one. All right, cool. So this is going to be tricky. I think maybe some vines in there would be good. I really wish you could put stuff on top of leaf blocks. I feel like it would be nice to be able to do that. Because you could sort of, maybe not grass, but I feel like if we could put these little bushes on top of leaf blocks, I think that would look great. There we go. Sure. Actually, maybe we may want to have a bush over here. I think you can put leaf litter on leaf blocks, but you don't see that far anyway. No. No, I wanted something to stand out on top of it. Like, I wanted something on top of the leaf block to block the dirt side behind it. So for folks that don't know what I'm looking at, it's that right there. I think it would be cool to be able to put something on top of a leaf block. So I guess here all we have to do is just the same thing. We're getting low on ferns though. I kind of wish this boat would just kind of stay where I had originally put it. Oh, the joys of a full inventory. Wonder if we can get away with a little rock here. Yeah, that works. You're in my way. That's a little too similar, so maybe we can change this to a stair. Whoops. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, I really wish we had like a dedicated section for tools that you could lock down that pick block wouldn't remove. Sort of put them all in a row, didn't I? Maybe we'll make this coarse dirt. I feel like this is a better way to do it in terms of not having to deal with all the flowers. It feels like a waste because we have to go get more grass, and I can probably get more grass for bone meal. Yeah, the hitbox stuff is really annoying. You just have to be like in the block. And then it's just in your face the whole time. Pixarus mentioned on Monday when I was describing the issues that I was having, said like it sounds like you're walking through TV static. It's like, yeah, it's comparable to that, actually. It's very overwhelming visually. Man, my aim today is just not it. I was noticing that my screenshots were kind of fuzzy too, and I don't know whether that's the shaders. Like, I can see like weird patterns on that. Odd. Donaraff, thanks for the 100 bits. And the Gigantify emote. Very, very cool. Appreciate it. I wish Twitch would let us get a notification for that. Like if you're engrossed in something and it happens, like there's none of my services like Streamlabs, Twitch, nothing. They don't notify me other than just a notification in chat. Well, not even that. It's like a activity feed thing. It's bits. I don't know why Streamlabs doesn't do it, you know? And thank you, Cosmic. I appreciate the heads up. And the sun's setting again. I guess that's one of the challenges of doing this with shaders. Although I'm trying to prepare myself for playing with vibrant visuals. Although the last couple times I've been in Bedrock with vibrant visuals, I think they look pretty awful. Doing the video with the shelves. The shelves look entirely different with vibrant visuals on or off, like to the point where I would not use them in the same way in a build. So I don't know if I'm going to be using vibrant visuals in Java. I think the one thing that might sway me would be if my frame rate doesn't tank. Which is too bad because I think they obviously want players to use them. But I mean, I'm getting the same consensus across the board that they're just basically really oversaturated and garish. And if your most artistic players are like, no, not for me, then like you're doing something wrong. Pretty good. Pretty monotonous though. Let's see if we can't put in a tree somewhere. Where would I want to put a tree? Right there. pretty good tree. Underwater with these shaders looks really, really good. I quite like that experience. I think that's the one thing I would miss about Vibrant Visuals too, is that if I can't use it, then you're not going to get those cool like refractions and reflections, which we don't get. I feel like there was something in this shader pack that I could turn on, but I don't remember. Lighting. Materials, water. Oh, waving waters. It's got nothing to do with reflections. Special portal effects. I think I don't like those. Turn those off. Atmosphere. Pixelated lighting. Block light, pixel scale. That's on. I feel like it was a different shader pack that had the reflections in the water. Yeah, that really helps. I think what it is, it's also, not only is it the tree, like the dark trunk of the tree, it's also the shadow that it casts, creating two different tones of green. I think that really helped break things up. Like having this dark pocket in there. Oh, am I out of grass? Pretty good. Whoops. I think that brings us all the way around to the rock face. I almost want to have this be more intentional as dirt. We can still put a fern on top of it. It's gonna look silly. Actually, that's not too bad. That's actually a decent amount of progress in a short amount of time. Thanks, Dan. I like the little highlights along the edge. Yeah, I mean, I think keeping it simple is a really good way to approach this. I'm wondering with this cliff here, how and where we can get some rocks in. Like, I feel like this section here could be a bit of stone. Maybe even a little bit farther. I mean, we'd have to smooth it out a little bit. I feel like having that as a cliff, probably all the way over there. I'm not sure how we'd handle the tree. Guess we can maybe bring the tree down. Bottom. Have the rock kind of wrap around a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a wide part of the river. Holy crap. And I don't want to turn the whole thing into rocks, but I feel like if we did that, and then we had another stone part on the upper section with like a green belt in between, that could look cool. Again, I'm trying not to go overboard with this. Have this whole section be green. And back here would be stone again. Of course I'm out. Probably gonna need those. Grass. One or two more streams in the river edge is done. Yeah, I want to say this week for sure. I was debating today actually opening up and doing a snapshot stream, but I might want to wait for vibrant visuals for that. I don't know, that might change. If I get if I get this done by Saturday, then maybe I'll do a snapshot stream. So I'm going to start, for this snapshot cycle, I'm going to start a snapshot world and do it in survival. So I think it's also just like, I know, and I knew this like over the weekend that I wasn't going to finish Westill in July. So, and I've got to spend some time sorting out the new patron server as well. So that's going to take some time. That's supposed to be launching on Friday. And I mean, I think I'm just going to keep the same host and just rename the server and reset the world. I feel like it was pretty clear in the Discord that that's what was going to happen. Everyone seemed to be on board with it. Those people that were still involved and still wanting to be part of it. So, but I don't know, like, I won't be able to leave the existing Infinity Cove up as well as have the new one start, the new server start. So it'll be a bit of a shift. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I need to come down a lot farther. Cliff needs to come down to there. Here. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we just have to smooth out some of the stuff here. Oh man. I feel like, I'm not sure whether it's the Citadel server, but there's something really floaty going on with my movement in game lately. I got a chunk of it. Oh, sort of. I guess here is as good a spot as any to start going up by sections of 2. Careful, I don't want to rip up any of the cool path work I did up here at the look-off point. Because up at the top of this, we've got this little path that we made that looks out over the valley. I don't want to mess with this too much. Oh, I think that's starting to look a lot better. And so much of this is hidden by trees. Like, we can probably get away with quite a lot down here on the left-hand side. Yeah, most of this can be smoothed out very easily. This is really on the back. Yeah, getting there. There was a tree somewhere that wasn't right. Oh, I guess maybe it's just this. Oh, that's productive. Man, steep cliff. Keep on creating more problems for myself. Yeah, that's working. I dig it. Reading comments on Slice Lime's video, I don't dare venture into the Reddit for this. And man, do people really want to keep spawn chunks? Oh yeah, I saw somebody on Blue Sky saying, "R.I.P. Joel Duggan and Pixel Riffs. Mojang has killed the spawn chunks." I thought that was pretty funny. I'm sure we'll make that joke on Monday's show. There's a lot to talk about in the new snapshot. They've made quite a few changes. Kind of wonder whether I want to have some more firefly bushes over here. There are other ways to keep the chunks loaded, maybe better ways. Yeah, I thought, because like I have a command now to, right now what I've done is I've expanded the spawn chunks to include our iron farm, but I had to do that manually. And now they're just going to get rid of the spawn chunks entirely. I feel like there's a command where I can still, set a certain amount of chunks to be loaded. I feel like that was something I saw. I watched the Exumavoid video. For anybody that's looking for a really great way to stay up on top of visually seeing what is happening in the snapshots, follow Exumavoid on YouTube. He always does such a great job. Hopefully that's not too many. That's pretty good. I wish they weren't in sync. They kind of twinkle all at the same time. It does create such a really cool effect at night, though. With the bloom from vibrant visuals, that would be nice. Can those be waterlogged? No, I'm pretty sure that these just die if you put them in water. I don't know if I have a spare. No, they pop off. And now I've got to fill that space again. So it doesn't get destroyed, but it just gets washed away. What you could do, Dad from Bear, is you could bury it. So you can put them underground and the firefly effect will be the same. So dig 2 blocks down. So you could do the same thing here. You could dig 2 blocks down, put a firefly bush in it, put a trapdoor or a block or something on top of it, and then cover it with water and get the effects, but not see the bush. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. I mean, we'd kind of put them directly across from one another, but that's okay. I wonder how this is going to look coming in from the other side now. So from up here at our little look off, I don't know how much of the bank you're going to be able to see. Oh, a little bit. Cliff looks good. Most of it's going to be the view from the bridge, I think. I do want to see what the firefly bushes feel like coming through here. They'll be covered with some other foliage. Oh yeah, you really can't even see them that well. That's fine, that won't be distracting. Once we fill that in with some bone meal and stuff, that'll be fine. That looks good from here. I mean, the trees are a little bit evenly spaced. That's a really tall tree. I might want to put some extra leaves on that one. Yeah. I think all of that looks pretty good. Oh, I wanted to fix this tree. It felt very strange to me. I don't know if that's better or worse. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I feel like these need to be a little bit more robust, and I need to mine some more spruce, I think, because I don't think I have much more for spruce leaves. I do think the firefly bushes have a nice model that would look good as an underwater plant. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. I think we could use another underwater plant. If they update with a new flower, how cool would it be to have underwater flowers? I've also been wanting cattails forever in Minecraft. All right, I need those. Keep those. I think I've got shears back at the keep. Okay, so I have just 40 spruce leaves and nothing in there. I need to go back to the keep and check. Yeah, cattails would be good. I want them to have a plant similar to like drip leaf and small drip leaf that has like some sort of contrast to it, like not green, you know, brown for cattails or some sort of larger thing. I mean, I feel like you can make lily pads with flowers now with coral, but I'd like something. Actually, you know what? I never even tried that. It just dawned on me. Can you place cactus blossoms on lily pads? Alright, I don't have any leaves in here. I think I turned all of my spruce leaves into leaf litter. Yeah. Alright, I don't have any there. That's fine. We'll just grab this. Oh, I guess I've used up all my shears? Thought I had extra shears. Waterlogged glass pane in the water, you can do it. Okay. And if it was a blue pane, you'd probably be able to hide it pretty well. I guess I should have grabbed some scaffolding. Oh well. That is a massive tree. Holy crap. With very few very few leaves. Not the desired outcome. I wanted one that had a lot more leaves on it. I need to make some custom spruce trees. I need some leaves. Although I guess if it doesn't have very many, then it's gonna be quick to remove. Make a matchstick? Yeah, totally. Thankfully, got beds nearby. That wasn't too bad. We got a couple stacks already. I probably want to do one more. I'm not sure how long ago I learned this trick, but I use it fairly consistently. This is the one time we're actually after the spruce leaves too. Normally I have too many of them. Same thing again. Do giant spruce trees just not have that many leaves on them? I thought they generated pretty large, with like lots of leaves, like Christmas trees. Maybe we're just getting bad luck. Yeah, brown candle and glass pane doesn't really do it for me for cattails. Depends on whether you get the pine or spruce variant. That's fair. Yeah. We've got to have 3 to 4 stacks now. Cool. Just do one more. It's a lot easier not to have to aim. Well, we got the same kind each time, but still giving us enough, so I'm not complaining. I should just do this from now on. Like when you make a spruce tree like this, kill all the leaves. Even if you don't need them, you could easily smelt them into leaf litter. So now your spruce farming is going to give you more stuff. I guess we could have always turned them into bone meal. It's the first time it's rained on the server today. That is a record. We've been playing for a couple hours. Always really satisfying to insta-mine dirt and podzol. Just approach here on foot. See how the cliffs are looking, even in the rain. FRDRC, hello, hello. Yeah, once that gets filled in, I think it'll be great. I think it'll be fun to see like the gray up here, and then like a green slash, and then the gray down here again. I think that'll work out quite well. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. Cheers. Wow, we got tons now. Just started playing the Better on Bedrock mod, and there's phantoms on there that don't burn in the sunlight and don't despawn. How is that better? Yeah, Wormbo, I agree. I think that people need to come up with better names than better. I think it's really... It does... I think it's because I respect the devs at Mojang so much. Like, I feel like it does a disservice to the amount of work that people have put into Minecraft. Alright, this is a really odd looking tree. It's going to be difficult to do in the dark. All this rain. I maybe should have brought some scaffolding. That has to be bigger. Very hard to see. Need a firework recipe for something that can change the weather? That's an interesting way to think about that. Like shooting some sort of rocket into the sky to keep it from raining. Like the reverse of cloud seeding. It looks like it's worked. There's also this. It always seems to do that when I'm trying to show off what I'm doing. Maybe we go up by a little bit more. That's a little bit better. The top is really blocky. Yeah, I think that helps. I'm not a big fan of this one down at the bottom. Nope. I find that sometimes the tops look silly. Oh, come on. The hazard is of working this close to water. That's a little bit better. It's going to look very symmetrical, but I might be okay with that. No, I think I'm sure it probably has something to do with performance and vibrant visuals, would be my guess. Like if you've got things that are running in the spawn chunks constantly and it's causing like shadows and things, I can imagine it could be a little bit problematic. Top part still looks a little bit funny. I think we just need to add a little bit more beef to the underside of this tall one. And then maybe a little bit more on the top as well. Just enough to make it feel really full. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And for this one in behind, because it's going to stand out, I think we could probably add like a bush, or not a bush, a branch, but higher. Yeah. I find these are really simple and effective. And then maybe we'll cut out part on the top. Yeah. Creates a little bit of diversity. Nice. So next time we'll be able to work on this cliff, and then we'll go back and we'll kind of blend these two together. That seems to be the most successful technique that I've discovered as I do this, is that when you realize that you want to do something that's going to be a little bit more custom, is to kind of like skip ahead, do the custom thing, and then just like fill in the in-between. That's what we did over here, you know, like we left off yesterday, not yesterday, I guess it was Saturday, here, but then we moved ahead to this kind of bend in the river, did this, and then this filled in quite nicely. Same thing here. Today we worked on this cliff at the start here, and then between the trees and here, we just kind of filled it in. So working very, very well. Okay, nope, these go in here. simplify this for next time. Oop. That goes in here. Nice, we're getting there. So we really only have this section here left. I will do a little bit around here, but you really can't see it. So this is just going to be basic, like bone meal, very, very basic stuff. There's a little pier here. So like whatever you can sort of see from this section, maybe as far as here, this little bone meal around the corner. That's all I'm really going to do. So really it's just this one section. I think you're right, Sandy. I think a couple more streams and we will probably have it all sorted. This came together quite quickly. I thought this was going to take a lot longer. But the advantage here is that we've got a lot of trees in the way. So that's pretty good. I like it. Let's see who's streaming. I'd like to pass you along to somebody else playing Minecraft. I haven't seen Megabyte online. I wonder if they're on vacation this week or something. Lots of people playing Grounded 2. Oh, you know what? I just mentioned Exuma Void. Exuma Void is streaming. Let's send you all over to Exuma on Twitch. They're a member of Hermitcraft. They do great update videos, and I think you'll enjoy the day. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. I really appreciate it. I know that any kind of stream schedule adjustment is always a little bit tricky, but I've noticed that we've had quite a few people come out for these 10 a.m. streams for me, 9 o'clock Eastern in the US. So thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the Gigantify on the emote, Dunarath. I really appreciate all of the help. And of course, we can point you towards the Spawn Chunks podcast, which is free. It's on your favorite podcasting app. It's also on YouTube. If you want to watch it on YouTube, we do have revenue that comes in from that. So that's a great way to help us out. And you can also check out my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/JoelDuggan. The best way to support me here on stream. You get access to the Discord. You get access to the inside information about the new patron server that's coming up. There is a certain level on Patreon if you want to participate in the patron server. And I will see everyone in the Discord about details on that. So thanks very much, and say hi to Exuma. I will be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock Atlantic, 9 a.m. Eastern in the US. Bye for now.